Does anyone else have trouble figuring out what plants to put together in their garden? I often struggle with that. So when I find a winning combination, it makes me so happy, and I just want to spend all my time in that part of the garden, and it just quickly becomes my favorite part of my garden. So I'm sharing that with you. This is kind of like creating a vignette in your garden, and that's what I've been shooting for here. So I'm going to show you the plants that I put together in this part shade area of my garden. The part I'm showing you right now is a little bit deeper shade, and then we'll move steadily toward gradually a little more sun. So we've got a big silver maple above us here, and so right here is not, I wouldn't say deep shade, but definitely on the shadier side of part shade. Okay, so we've got a Munchkin oakleaf hydrangea here. And I did move it here from a different part of the yard because it was getting eaten up by, I guess, rabbits. And so now it's kind of making its comeback now. Beautiful, huge. I mean, these guys are probably, at least 9 inches, maybe even a foot. These panicles here, gorgeous. I'm hoping for way more blooms next year on that. And then we've got a hosta. Not sure the exact variety. This was given to me, but it's got some pretty lavender blooms on it. And then this is the tall phlox that I posted a video about, a short, yesterday. Very pretty. It's gotten so big over about 4 or 5 years. And then on this side, so we're getting a little sunnier here, is another Munchkin oakleaf hydrangea. I love this. I don't know if it's because of getting more sun, but it's got a really pretty pink rosy look to it, and also way more blooms. This is another one that I had to move here from a different part of the yard so that I could save it basically from the rabbits. And then I've got some foxglove here, and these I started from seed this year. I guess they're on the biennial cycle, most of them, although I did get this one bloom here, but it's almost finished already. And then, let's see, back here I've got, oh, so pretty, look at that. Back here I've got some Japanese anemone or windflower, and I can share the exact varieties if I have them in the below. And here I'm not sure if this was a bad idea or not. It's an iris. The reason I put it here is because in the springtime when it is blooming, the silver maple behind us is not nearly as full. And so it does get actually decent sun at that time of year, just not anymore. And it actually does pretty well here. I like the spikes of it, next to the other foliage I have in here, just for some contrast. And then what else do I have here? Right here is sedum. That's an autumn joy. No, I'm sorry, not autumn joy. Autumn fire sedum. It's doing really well. They're quite happy. And some salvia in here. I believe it's rose marvel salvia, and it's almost done. I need to cut it back and maybe get some more blooms. Back here I have, this is a kind of hellebore. It has just really pretty leaves on it. I am all about hellebores. They are just fantastic, the foliage on them. And over here I have another hellebore, also called lenten rose. This is, I believe, the flower girl is what it's called, and it still has some kind of blooms on it. They're drying up, of course, but this has been blooming for, since March, like early March. Insane. And this is early July. So definitely well worth, it might be a little more expensive, but certainly an investment in long-term blooms in your garden. Right here I have, everybody knows this, coneflowers. Very pretty. I really like how they set off against the rest of what I have here. I used to have some bigger patches of them, and I quickly learned that I really prefer them just as an accent as opposed to a large clump of them. So I don't really want these to get any bigger. I just like them as an accent here. Same with my irises. I have a large clump of them somewhere in the front, I guess, of the yard, and I'm gonna get rid of a lot of them and just use them as accents in the garden instead of like the main event. Okay, I've also got some more Japanese anemone or windflower right here, And you can see I'm getting some buds on those. Excited to see how they do, because I did just move them here last year from a different spot where they weren't doing that great, but they look very healthy this year. Alright, so let me know what you think. Loving this vignette in my garden.